Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Apologies for the deep voice, I've got a bit of a cold lingering. Today's project is a storage box for the Stampin Spritzers. Now these are our spritzers that you fill with water and then maybe re-inker and then you spritz it across your project, you know, to give it extra colour or onto our clay mount blocks. But actually I was talking to somebody recently and she ordered 10 of these off me, and then we were she was hunting around looking for a test tube holder because of the size of it, but all we could find were 30mm test tubes with the hole was 30mm, but these are actually only about 27mm, so that is about half an inch. So I ended up coming up with something and designing it for her, and I thought she can't be the only person who wants to store them, so I'm going to show you how to make it. So it's quite simple. It looks a bit more complicated than it is, but I'm going to move it right out of the way just because I need to bring in my scoring tool. It's a terribly dull day today, so I've got spotlights despite the fact that it's 8:45 in the morning. It is very dull. So you need a piece of cardstock that is 11 3/4 of an inch by 8 inches. So if you're in the US or you've got the 8.5 by 11 paper, you're going to have to use 12 by 12s. I'm sorry, but it's not like you can make loads of them, I'm sure. Anyway, long side at the top. The scoring comes at 3 inches, 5.5, 8.5 and 11 inches. And I'm sorry, I didn't give you the metric dimensions. The metric is 30 centimetres by 20 centimetres. There'll be just a smidge of difference. So yes, 30 centimetres by 20 centimetres. So you're going to score it at 7.5, 14, 21.5 and 28. And if you turn it round, actually you could get away with the 20, basically it's the full length of A4, that's fine. So on the short side, with that at the top, the 8-inch side, the 20 centimetre side, you're going to score it at 1.5 inches and at 6.5 inches, which is 3.5 centimetres, 16.5 centimetres. So move the scoring tool out of the way. And then we need to fold and burnish. I've got to get my bone folder out. There we go. So fold on all of the score lines and burnish them well, because this paper is pistachio pudding, which is lovely, but this is one of our stiffer cards. Let me bring this in. This one was crumb cake. I think it was crumb cake. Crumb cake and elegant eggplant was the colour in the background. Let me tip these out. Elegant eggplant and then Wisteria Wonder, but I want to do one with designer paper rather than the paper stacks. Right, so quite a simple build. Let me get my scissors. So we've got the skinny sections here. Don't need the smaller rectangles. So get a shot of those. And then come up all of these, just straight up the score line. There we go. Right, we want to put these holes, they're going to go in this section here, because when you fold the box round, this little flap is going to go at the bottom at the back, so it's higher at the sides and smaller at the top. So we want to put the holes in there, so I'm going to turn it over because you do need to grab a ruler and a pencil, which I have got, and you mark across it at 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres or 1 inch increments, so 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be 2.5, 5, 7.5 and so on. And then the same at the top, just gently mark those, and obviously I'm doing it on the inside, and then draw a line to join them. And this is just a guide for where we're going to punch the holes, more than, you know, huge levels of accuracy. You know, I do believe that handmade is handmade. Okay, and then to punch the holes, you can see obviously I've got them at the top and on the sides. That's just, you know, how it's going to have to be by the fact that we want to get them in the top, but I don't want to use framelets. So fold over your cardstock, and this is the 3/4 inch circle punch, which is the perfect size, whoops, for these to fit in without too much wiggle room. the 1/2 inch wasn't quite right. And you just slide it in, and actually I'm eyeballing here and here, and I'm getting what I can see is roughly in the middle. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect, that's okay. So that's not too bad, is it? That's fairly okay. And then just keep going along. So I'm firing these all over my desk. I have made a few of these, and I've got these circles. So obviously you punch out 2 at a time, so I've got 20. I must have 100 of these little circles all over my office right now. So they are going everywhere. That one's just landed on my nose. There we go. Oh, look at that. There we go. All over the place. Right, so obviously that's now on the inside. That's fine, I can handle that. I want to put the designer series paper just on these bits because actually the one on the side is hiding the seam. Don't know if you can see it. If you can't, it worked. So these pieces measure, you need 2 pieces that measure 4 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4, which is 12.5 by 4.5 centimetres. And this is the beautiful Venetian Romance paper. And I love it. It is so pretty. And this just sits under the under the holes. So those are the 2 bits that are going to go on the front and the back. Then the 2 other pieces measure 2 1/4 by 2 3/4, which is 7 by 6, and they're going to go on the sides. So I'm going to pop those away to just for 1 minute, and then build the box up. So I want some sticky strip on here. If I can find the end, this sticky strip is definitely going to be running out anytime soon. So over there, and close to the score line. So that is going to be at the back, and then to close it you bring the sides down and then these ones in. So that's how the close is. So let's get that on camera. I've changed my layout, changed my setup rather. So they're going to go in like that. So you want to put sticky strip on both of those bits as well. So if I open it out, so on these slightly longer ones here and close to the edge, so that's probably not quite enough, but it will do for now. Lost the end again. There it is. Okay, and I have started using a pair of tweezers to pull my sticky strip off, because even the paper piercer started to fight against me. So I found a pair of tweezers and they work really well. Look at that, how quick was that? Haha, happy girl. So you can see how it's beginning to come together. So you fold in the sides, and then which one do I want as the front? I want that as the front, so I'm going to put that side down last. So where the seam is, I'm going to put that one down next. You know, she says tweezers have been working well. There we go. And then this side as well. And so it's just, I don't know how well you're seeing that. There's just, ooh, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch overlap. But it's enough because I wanted the width. That was more important to me. So which side do we want in first? That side in. Being able to get 10 bottles, 10 spritzers in without them clanking together was what was important to me. So I didn't mind the fact that there was this tiny overlap. But you know, we can cover these things with DSP. I didn't trim that side down very well. I'm just going to neaten that, because I am the other perfectionist. And then these 2 last pieces of DSP, yes, they were the ones that are 12.5 by, no they're not, they're 7 by 6 centimetres, 2 1/4 by 2 3/4 of an inch. And they just go on here. cover up. Oops, I'm looking at this at such a funny angle. Oh, if you could see me working. It's funny. And then I've got some cotton ribbon. Oh, I hope that doesn't run out. I've lost the back. There's the back. So just round, and I will do my best to try and get a pretty knot. I will probably fail quite spectacularly. Oh, that's not bad. I've lost my big scissors now. Quite impressed with that. And there you go, how cute. And then your spritzers, but also other stuff fits in. Oh, not the backing of the tape. What else fits in here? Aqua painters, they fit. There's another spritzer. Smooch spritz fits. Obviously your regular pens. You could fit, well obviously by the fact that these are getting narrower, your blender pens, they would go. What else have I got in here? I've got my gel pen, I've got a chalk writer, and I think that's probably it. Yeah, but obviously by what I've designed it for, it's going to hold 10 spritzer sprays. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.